What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Patreon. It is 2:56 p.m. here on the East Coast in the USA. It is January 18th of 2019. So Bitcoin just getting a little bit of a bounce here again off of this support. Not much going on here. You're looking at that, 12-hour volume, getting just a solid decrease in volume here, steady decrease in volume. Most likely going to see some sort of move in the near future. One thing I was looking at that's interesting is if you look at this pattern right here, look at this, and then look at this pattern right here. Very, very similar, right? Sideways trading, dump, pump, pullback. Sideways trading, dump, pump, pullback. I don't think that we're going to result in the same fashion here. I still think we're going to see a move down. More likely, we're going to see a move down than a move up from here. But it's interesting to look at this pattern and look at this pattern and see just how incredibly similar this all is. It just shows you that the influence of algorithms and bots is very strong right now. As there's not that much interest in the market, the bots and the algorithms are pretty much driving this thing at the moment, right? Just look at that, guys. Look how similar those two patterns are. Very strange, but you know what? Makes sense, right? Makes sense in Bitcoin. Bitcoin right now not doing much. Price seems to be pretty stable at this level. Still getting a nice decrease in volume. So we'll see how this results. If we were going to repeat this pattern exactly again, then we would probably see a pop, up to like this area right here, right below 3,800, right? If we were going to repeat this exactly, which I don't think is going to happen, but, we would see something like that, right? So nothing to worry about in my opinion if we do see some upside. Not enough buying, not enough accumulation down here for any sort of significant move in my opinion. I think we're going to be going down pretty soon. Not enough interest at these levels. Kind of painful to watch right now. Bitcoin just trading sideways, but you know what, guys, we got to get used to this. While I do think we have some more, some more excitement here in terms of the price dropping, right? A little bit more excitement coming, a little bit more volatility. At some point, we're gonna have to get used to the fact, that Bitcoin's gonna be, just going sideways for a lot of this year, right? We're gonna have to get used to this boring environment, right? That's part of this game. That is part of the game right now, guys. Get used to it. Just hunker down. Be prepared for a little bit of stagnation this year before the next bubble, which I believe is coming eventually. Another interesting piece of news that a lot of people are talking about now is the Bitcoin ATM firm CoinMe is now going to be using Coinstar coin counting machines. You can actually now, I guess, buy and sell Bitcoin at these Coinstar machines, which are located in many grocery stores, right? The machines where you put your coins, you take your loose change, put it in the machine, it gives you bills, cash. Well, these machines are now going to be offering Bitcoin, which, I was just watching Crypto Kirby's video, which just came out, and he was saying, it seems kind of dull that this, it doesn't seem like a big deal, but it is actually a big deal. The fact that Bitcoin is now so accessible, you can go to a grocery store and get Bitcoin. That's actually kind of a big deal, right? And now Bitcoin can kind of be used and spent like cash, right? That's a big deal, right? Just going to a grocery store, getting some Bitcoin, right? No, you no longer have to go through all these hoops to get your Bitcoin. You just go down the street. I can literally go down the street now if they offer it, which I don't think they do where I'm at. But if they were to offer it, I could literally just go down the street, get some Bitcoin like that. Private keys in my hands, right? So that's kind of a big deal. That's going to help the adoption of Bitcoin for sure, for sure. And it's also going to provide a certain level of anonymity, right? If you're just getting Bitcoin from a machine like this, most likely you don't have to enter any information, and you're just going to get a receipt that says you have this amount of Bitcoin and here's your key. That's pretty private in my opinion, which is awesome. That's so good for the space, guys. I love this piece of news, guys. This piece of news right here is actually one of the best pieces of news I've seen in quite some time. Really cool. So that's interesting. So other than that, guys, Bitcoin not doing too much right now. Some of you guys asked some questions yesterday. So somebody was saying some thoughts about the exact bottom. While it's true that market makers wouldn't want the price to go to 1K, that's not necessarily an argument against Bitcoin going down there and wicking down there. This person was saying that the absolute bottom for Bitcoin is most likely going to last a couple of hours or less. That's true. I mean, that is true, right? It is true. And then somebody was saying, hey, so placing orders at low prices is a good idea, question mark? I mean, yes, guys, right? It is a good idea. If you got some extra cash, right? I'm not going to lie, guys. I actually did place orders at stupidly low prices, right? I have, you see these wicks that take place? I have orders in the market just at random, like, unbelievably low prices. Because if that thing gets filled, I mean, that's instant. That's printing money, right? So I do have orders sitting at stupidly low prices just for fun. I don't expect them to get filled. But why not, right? If I can snag a Bitcoin for 500 bucks, 200 bucks, 100 bucks, $1, I mean, hell yeah, I'll take that, right? So I do have orders sitting at stupidly low prices just for the sake of having it there. So yes, placing orders, I mean, guys, I'm not a financial advisor. This is absolutely not financial advice. Nothing I say is financial advice. But having orders sitting at, you know, $1,000 or less, or $1,800 or $1,300 is not a bad idea at all. Because you could get filled, and that would be incredible, right? Right, there's low liquidity right now, not much activity. So if some big whale is like, screw this, I'm out, and they just hit that sell button, you'll see huge wicks enter the market, right? You'll see huge wicks, right? From whales that are just, you know, a whale that might be panicking, or a whale that's just done with it, right? Somebody's talking about checking out the silver chart. I can do that another time. Someone says, glad I got out of Ethereum. And then you're saying, somebody was saying, hey, Kev, can you make a video about cold storage when you do that? Yes, when I do that, I can definitely make a video about it, showing you guys what I'm doing. Somebody asked, could you explain why moving large amounts of Bitcoin in and out of an exchange affects the price? So it doesn't. Moving large amounts of Bitcoin in and out of exchanges doesn't affect the price. I mean, people might see your transfer on the blockchain and think, oh, and they get scared or something. But moving your Bitcoin around does not affect the price of Bitcoin. What affects the price of Bitcoin is when you move a large amount into an exchange and then you sell it, right? That will affect the market. But just moving it around, you know, OTC transactions and all this stuff doesn't really affect the price, right? The only time, let's just say that I'm a super rich mofo, right? And I want $500 million worth of Bitcoin. So I call up the Winklevoss twins and I'm like, yo, I want $500 million worth of Bitcoin. But since I'm taking this all off your hands right now, I want a discounted price. So let's just say they sell it to me right now, $500 million worth right now for $3,100, right? And I get all that Bitcoin at once. Now I could just load that onto an exchange. I'll just send a few thousand Bitcoin to an exchange and just start taking profits, right? Immediately. I could just start selling it at a higher price and making profit right away. That's the kind of stuff that affects the price of Bitcoin, not just moving it around. Somebody was saying, I keep my Bitcoin on the Coinbase vault. Not sure if that's safe. Yeah, I mean, it's safer for sure, right? It's safer to keep it in the Coinbase vault rather than just on Coinbase. But it's still in the hands of the exchange, and they can technically do whatever they want, so it's not totally secure, right? You want to control your Bitcoin for the most part. Somebody was saying, you mentioned that the drop in price may have been caused due to a sell-off from individuals. Was wondering if the price can also be caused due to sell-offs companies who collected thousands of BTCF. Yeah, guys, you know, Ethereum is very volatile because Ethereum was used and abused for ICOs, right? A lot of ICOs says, hey, send us Ethereum if you want in on this thing, right? So people were gathering Ethereum so that they can participate in ICOs. That's why we had such an incredible run up, right? All these ICOs were demanding Ethereum, so the demand for Ethereum was high, and we had huge growth for Ethereum, right? But then all the ICOs cashed out, and they started to sell their Ethereum, so the dumps on Ethereum were just as extreme because you had just as much demand for it And then the opposite effect when ICOs were basically exiting and cashing out, they were selling their Ethereum. And that is why Ethereum has such incredible volatility, right? Because it's being used and abused by ICOs. I think that's about all the questions for today, guys. That's about it for now. We'll see how the Bitcoin price plays out. Again, we're seeing a very similar pattern here play out, right? If you're looking at this pattern, you're looking at this pattern. I mean, almost identical. So we'll see if it's an exact copy or not. I mean, I don't know. Right? I'm not day trading, swing trading, so I don't really care what the price does here. I don't care, right? So we'll see how the market plays out. I think that's about it. Yeah, guys, I think that's about it for today. I hope I answered you guys' questions well. If you have more questions, absolutely ask me in the comment section below. I would love to answer more questions, guys. Yeah, people are talking about the silver Bitcoin chart comparison. I'll take a look, guys. I'll take a look. Also, I think traditional markets are up today right now. I think. I'm not going to do an analysis on it right now, but let's see. Wow, Dow Jones is up 1.86%. Just continuing its move up. Interesting. We'll see, guys. You know, maybe we won't get a pullback. I don't know. I mean, I kind of think we might be creating a giant, sort of like a descending head and shoulders pattern in the traditional markets right now. But we'll see. All right, guys. I will talk to you all very soon.